Well, everyone, it is official. We are, in fact, open for business. Yep, late last night, the government shutdown did, in fact, conclude with Donald Trump signing the funding bill. And we actually did get a rally off of this, which is a very exciting sign. But it's kind of a disappointing rally so far, and the reason why is we had such an ugly earlier part of the day. Some very clear manipulation going on, which we will definitely talk about in this video. And do want to highlight just a few other things, but we need to have a discussion about what things might look like heading into the weekend and wrapping up the rest of this week. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell, it's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So we're seeing a bunch of green across the crypto market today. It is actually up about 3.5%. BTC is up 1.26%. Ethereum up 2.67%. So we're having a good day. And the reason why is today is the physical daily candle where this funding bill was in fact signed into law. So we're basically reaping all the rewards of that rally right now. Now, again, it's not a big rally to start. And, the downside of this is that we started on a lower note than where we should have been. Take a look at this here. This was yesterday. We were rallying in the early part of the day before the U.S. markets opened, before U.S. money was waking up. It was a solid stream of green, a lot of excitement heading into the day. And then we got these basically three ugly hourly candles, just kind of out of left field. No real rhyme or reason to it, but it was a dump of 1.66% in 1 hour, 2.12% in another, 1.72% in another. Yesterday was a pretty small day in terms of leverage liquidations, 456 million in long leverage liquidations over the course of the last 24 hours. This was a pretty manipulated move here. It's very obvious. There wasn't really any news that triggered any dumping, but that is what happened. And unfortunately, there's no way to get past that. So that basically brought us down to the 55-cent level. We were kind of just stuck there until we actually got the House actually passing the funding bill, which took place back here. And then it was signed back here. And then lo and behold, we rallied. Asian markets moved us to the upside. European markets have kind of held us flat over the last 6 hours. So now it's a question again of what is U.S. money going to do today? And, I'm sure you guys are tired of the big coordinated manipulated moves in the market. I know I am. Unfortunately, it just kind of is what it is right now. We will eventually get past it, but it just seems to happen with increasing regularity. But BTC right now sitting at about 103K after it followed the same exact move. We had a nice bounce off of structure here. We're still sitting in this wedge. And actually, a lot of people are starting to talk about this wedge now. Crypto Rover actually said falling wedge for Bitcoin. Every single target has been hit so far this bull market. So could this in fact be where we start to target the top of this and try to get an extended break? We'll have to watch and wait and see what happens. Ethereum still fighting that zone up here around both its 618 and its 50 line on the Fibonacci retracements. So we'll see what happens there. Now, here's an interesting thing. Sellers are massively exhausted, which is bullish for Bitcoin. This is what Crypto Rover posted. This is actually the most exhausted sellers have been since all the way back in August of 2024. And if you guys remember what happened in August of 2024, it was a pretty significant pivot for the market. And what you're kind of watching is basically the last of the capitulation, if you will. I'm not saying prices can't go lower. It's very clear that they can, but you're basically running out of people to basically get to dump their bags right now. And now that the government shutdown's over, I think that, again, provided a big point of clarity for the markets, because now, again, this opens up the door for, easier interest rate decreases, macro data, for ETF products, for the voting on the Clarity Act. All these things are going to now start snowballing very, very quickly. And that's the biggest thing that we just need to be aware of and need to recognize. So that's kind of where we're at today. Yeah, I definitely wish that this pump would have led to more, but just such a continuous theme in the market we are dealing with. Now, here's the thing. Let's just talk about ADA heading into the weekend here, because what we have done is actually come down to the basic corner of this trend like we were talking about. Here was our inner channel like we were discussing. I did put another line on here just so people can see the moment where things are going to start looking pretty good. It's actually floating right on top of our 20-day moving average. You guys can see we've tested this actually back on October 27th. We've tested this again on November 11th. So maybe we're going to make a push towards the top of this. We're still broken out of the true descending channel here, the true bull flag, but Again, the market's kind of all over the place. Just to take a look at volume, I didn't really do that. 175 billion over the last 24 hours. It's nothing crazy right now. ADA, for example, $826 million right now over the last 24 hours. That's been pretty consistent. The market's just trying to work its way out of this fearful range. We still need all this capital that's stuck on the sidelines to start re-entering the space. Haven't really gotten that push yet. This is the move that we're waiting for, and obviously there was more of a bounce to the upside yesterday with that drop, but we'll see what happens. So BTC dominance, this is worth noting. BTC dominance actually testing the bottom of its trend here. So, and I saw an interesting comment from a viewer that makes a lot of comments. He was talking about, oh yeah, BTC falls to 96K, ADA's fallen to 36 cents, and the math ain't mathin'. That's not necessarily how it works, because if BTC is dropping to 96K and BTC dominance is falling like this, you're actually probably going to see assets hold up pretty well. That's kind of been the recurring theme. For example, BTC touched 75K back in April. ADA wasn't at 36 cents. So yeah, we just, again, need to see the continued conviction from holders. We need to see continued altcoin confidence, but really that moving that capital back into the market is going to be the biggest thing. That's what's going to move us. And maybe we need some more big pieces of news, but this is definitely a start. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, hopefully we can create a breakout as we run into the weekend. The market might still have just a little hesitance. We might need a couple trading sessions here before we really kick this potential rebound into gear. We're still sitting above that rainbow regression curve, so that's at least a promising sign. Appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.